Good afternoon, everyone. I'm really happy to be speaking with you today. As Laura mentioned, in this session, I'll be discussing the core value of customer focused excellence. So to start us right off, when you look at the Sterling Management Framework, you can see how the 11 core values and concepts serve as the foundation. This graphic shows the interrelationship between all of the components. So the Sterling criteria build on the core values shown in the center of the wheel here. And if you did see this as an actual wheel, you could say that the core values are the spokes, and the spokes support the wheel and make it stronger. The criteria build on the core values, and these are embedded in the systematic processes, and in turn, of course, they yield our performance results. So why is customer focused excellence a core value and so important? Why wouldn't organizations just focus on sales and profits like this cartoon illustrates? Well, customers really are key to our business, right? It's what we're about. It's the most important thing, aren't they? There's a lot of data to support the correlation between favorable customer service experiences and organizational success. This focus leads to customer acquisition, satisfaction, preference, loyalty, stronger branding, and growth. So if we acknowledge its importance, how do we instill the core value of customer focused excellence into our organization's culture so that it drives actions across all areas of the organization, and it's not just a position or a department in your organization? Well, there's 3 key things that you can do. First is to define your service culture and set your standard for excellence. Think beyond what you do, but define who you are. What does service excellence look like in your organization? Your culture influences what people prioritize and how they interact with your customers. It becomes the foundation in which you build your strategies. This can be defined in your organization through your vision statement. It could be a separate culture or a value statement. For example, Amazon's vision is to be the world's most customer-centric company. And Walmart, on the other hand, their vision is to become the worldwide leader of all retailing. So these are very different, and therefore they're going to have very different strategies. You also heard from John Keevan in his presentation on visionary leadership, how Wellstar Paulding Hospital laid down the bold expectation for top 10% performance, including customer engagement and patient safety. So this is what they did. This is their standard for excellence in their organization. Defining the culture also includes defining the behaviors or actions that support this culture. Behaviors need to be aligned with your values. Again, this focus and culture will shape the way people make decisions. Secondly, you have to engage your employees. You want to connect your employees with the bigger purpose. This is the difference between a restaurant employee who's focusing on the standard for serving food versus providing a memorable dining experience. You also need to have a formal hiring process to hire the right employees who share those values and behaviors and are capable of meeting your standard for performance excellence. The other piece to engage employees, the initial and continuous training to ensure and reinforce the necessary behaviors to meet your standard for service excellence. If you've heard of Zappos, it's probably because they're well known for their stellar customer service. I mean, after all, they dedicate 4 to 7 weeks of initial training to their sales personnel when hired, and actually offer those folks 1 month severance pay if they feel that they can't live up to it or they're not a good fit. Also remember, you want to continuously focus on this culture and your standards for excellence through your communication. You need to keep it alive using your communication, such as your emails, putting up posters, your memos, just keeping it alive in your organization. Lastly, you want to closely monitor and provide feedback. You want to review the behaviors and the results, and it's really important to hold people accountable. Quint Studer says, what you permit, you promote. So you want to provide real-time coaching and feedback when it presents itself. Review your performance to that desired goal that you have for service excellence, and find areas where you need to improve. And you're also looking for areas that you want to celebrate. I'd like to share an example from my organization of how we created a focus on patient service excellence. As Laura mentioned, I work for Patient Care EMS, but my local affiliation is with Sunstar Paramedics in Pinellas County, Florida. So back in 2017, we focused on patient satisfaction. We sent out about 500 surveys a month, and we were looking at responses that were agree or strongly agree. And in 2017, we hit about 99.8%. Now, some folks would say, hey, that's good enough. Let's just stop there. But we really wanted to move ourselves into the patient service excellence. So focusing now on top box, we were able to take our top box performance from 57% to current day 84%. And how did we do that? Well, it's really all about monitoring results and providing feedback. So we have an organizational performance scorecard that the leadership team looks at. It shows all of the survey questions and the performance by each month and helps us keep track of that. And we cascade that all the way down to an individual employee scorecard, so that every employee gets to see whenever their patient was surveyed, what the patient scored them and any comments that they might have made about their care when they were providing service to that patient. And then on a system level, we provided feedback to the crews, and we would segment it by hub, which is our deployment locations, by day shift and by night shift. And we did this in the form of posters and Facebook posts. And we also provided in their continuing education courses that they take. And so the big thing here was sharing the information with them, discussing the importance of it, infusing this information and the patient feedback specifically into their training, into our orientation process, continuing education, and just keeping the focus alive. And then using this information in our improvement performance system. That's pretty much how we got where we are today. So pretty much to summarize, to create a culture of customer service excellence, really about putting your customer at the center, at the heart of everything you do. And, this is from a point of leadership, setting the vision for your organization of that culture, then developing that strategy that support your culture, ensuring that you have an engaged workforce with the desired behaviors and capabilities. You want to design those processes that meet or exceed your customers' needs or desires. And then you want to use performance results and share it and identify where you need to have those improvement initiatives and where you need to focus those on.